You needed a bump, don't you? Did you get the bump?
Can you scroll me down? Because I don't even care about these topics.
You know, Marsha, we had a whole great conversation about the abortion.
No, I waste my time during the week to text all this shit, and then I don't see what I text.
You're acting like a baby. About your business.
I am starting after this applause.
I'm so mad. I'm so angry.
All right, so that's you wanted to generate a bump. Okay, I got you. All right.
Go ahead.
After this, all right, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to another episode of Diva Court.
Somebody mad today, y'all.
I'm your host, Marsha Mignon, and with me is my co-diva.
Friend to the angry black woman to the right.
Tire slashing Smith.
Yes, tire slashing. If you ain't slashed the tire, you ain't no real woman. Let's do it.
Last week episode, you need to see it.
Go check it
Episode
out.
2, and you'll know why she's known as Tire Slashing Smith.
I think I like my new title.
You like your new title?
Compared to Troll Queen. I like Tire Slashing Smith. It's just great.
This co-diva is with me, and I look like today I have no choice.
I don't even know what that means.
So let me get back to my topic. We're not responsible for the things we're going to talk about.
Or do we care about your feelings?
Well, I don't care about her feelings.
Unless you're subscribed.
I don't care about her feelings. So subscribe and care about my feelings. Okay? Because she's talking about me being in my feelings.
She is so in her feelings.
But I'm not in my feelings. I'm in their feelings. And I'm about to hurt their feelings.
Are we talking about pronouns now? What we do? Who is there?
There. All of it. There.
Marsha,
Right?
Marsha.
So are your pronouns there?
All of them belong to me because they're in Webster.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
We don't own the rights to what we're going to talk about, nor do we want to own them. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
We're not liable for your feelings, as she told you.
I did say that.
So if they're hurting today, sorry.
I told you she was angry.
This show is for edutainment purposes only.
Okay, drop that legal.
Only.
Drop that
if
legal
you're
disclaimer.
seeking legal advice, please contact a local attorney in your jurisdiction. Nothing we say is meant to be legal advice.
I thought she was about to say nothing we say can be held against us in the court of law.
That too. Please look for our episodes every Wednesday on YouTube. Subscribe. Find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. Now, this episode is sponsored by Cutie Nails and Spa in Midtown, offering manicures, pedicures, facials, and lashes. Is
that what the lashes look like?
Yeah, spider lashes. You know, some people lashes.
Hey, cutie.
Hey, cutie.
Midtown Atlanta.
Yes,
I don't know if they
Midtown
know where
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Enjoy a spa experience and let the team of cuties take care of you. Cutie Nails and Spa.
Yes, cutie.
Okay, let's get to this leaking. The Supreme Court drafts an opinion and somebody leaks the Roe v. Wade draft about them trying to overturn Roe v. Wade.
Is that person going to go to jail?
No, because that person is probably not of color.
But but technically, can they go to jail?
Well, you can't go to jail unless you committed a crime.
So that's not a.
So they would have to find a statute.
Okay.
You understand that says leaking of Supreme Court opinion drafts is a felony. or a
nothing in this
misdemeanor.
book.
You find anything? I can't find a draft yet. Understand? So I don't think so.
Okay.
You understand? I mean, there might be sanctions associated with you signing your contract as a staff attorney or a clerk for a justice or some type of support staff. Just like how you have stars or artists or famous people making you sign, non-disclosure statements and agreements. So it would be civil, and I'm certain they would try to, ruin your career if they found out it was an attorney who leaked it, one of the justice's staff attorneys who leaked it, or
Would that
one
be
of
a
the.
bar complaint?
They could. Remember, they're the Supreme Court.
Let me
So they
tell
got
you.
people in high places.
I'm just gonna throw my hat and say I think it was one of them liberal judges that did it.
You know what? I think it was somebody conservative.
You think so?
Yeah.
Why?
I think it was somebody conservative that wanted to lock them into having to make the decision.
Oh, well.
Now you can't change your mind.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Because remember, drafts can be changed.
That's
I can
true.
say, well, let me look at this, let me look at that, and I can change my mind regarding if I supported the position or not. So when I force you and lock you into doing it, now you don't have a choice because I've exposed you. And if you change your mind, then people can come back and say, oh, you succumbed to public pressure.
Yeah.
You were not supposed to succumb to public pressure. That's not becoming of a justice.
Isn't it a position that's like lifetime? Isn't it supposed to prevent that? Since it's a lifetime role and you ain't got to depend on nobody
Well,
except the baker.
that would
who
be the
baked all them
argument.
good
That would be the
muffins.
argument that if the justice changed their mind, they would be like, I can change my mind if I want to change my mind. I have a lifetime appointment, and there's nothing stopping me from staying here, whether I
Did you hear
support it or not.
that Judge Alito went into hiding? Did you hear that? That's true.
Is he in hiding?
He's in hiding
Why is that?
because protesters are showing up their house, threatening him and everything. Like they're literally threatening Supreme Court justice. Like that's a crime.
That is a crime. Please
Yeah.
don't do that.
Like they showed so it was this organization that gave out the addresses to the Supreme Court justices. So they went to Robert's house and then they went to Alito's house. At first they weren't going because they heard he was in hiding, but then a article was like, oh no, he's not in hiding. They went to his house to protest against them.
Well, do you think a public figure that is paid by the people for the people should not have their addresses revealed?
I feel like you don't come to my house.
A different question. If it is public knowledge, because it probably is, yeah, it doesn't matter if they're bringing. I mean, your decisions are affecting people personally.
Right. So
Do
why would I
you-
not have your personal address?
As long as they're not on your property.
Right. So if I'm across the street, I can stay across the street. I'm not on your
Like,
lawn.
if there's threats, don't come
Oh,
to my
no.
Threats.
Threats
No,
are
no, no, threats
completely
are-
different.
threats-
I mean, but there's threats being laid out.
Right, but you're
and
not
then
going to
people
stop
come into your
threats.
house.
District attorneys get threats. What does that
Yeah.
mean? You're not supposed to
I
stay.
mean, take
Governors get threats.
Take your protest.
So excuse me, you're going to cover
to
up the
the
governor's
Supreme
mansion? So
Go is the governor's in the side, and then this is
no, I'm talking
this
about
is a
governors
question I
of
don't know.
states.
Is there-
The governor's house, the governor is in the governor's mansion. The governor's mansion
Is that where
is
the offices are
that
and
would be
stuff?
like saying you can't come in front of the White House.
Wait, no.
The president is here. The president got a threat.
No,
you
no,
can't.
no. I think they should go. They should be able to go to the Supreme Court and do all their protesting. But coming to my house is different. But going to
But I think it still has to be public knowledge. I think it's. I mean, you're just gonna have to get security like everybody else.
I'm gonna be an
A
accident.
celebrity then could say, "I'm a celebrity and I'm getting threats, so you can't come to my house in Hollywood."
Should nobody be coming to anybody's house?
I agree with that. You shouldn't be threatening anyone at their house, but you can protest, just like how the Supreme Court said that people can peacefully protest at abortion clinics. Hello. Oh, you mean like that? The doctors that are getting threats and people going to the doctor's house and blowing up their
Well, I
cars?
wouldn't say- the house is just different.
That's my point. When a Supreme Court says that you can protest at an abortion clinic, why can't I protest at your house?
Because the house is different. Like business is different from domicile.
I understand that, but
Yeah.
the doctors are being followed. They're still getting threats. So what I'm saying is to protect you from threats at your home, that's private security. That is for you to get security to protect yourself. When you're coming to court as a justice, you probably have protection anyway, because I mean, you're doing a job for the people, by the people.
I feel like you have a little bit more like flexibility to get out of the Supreme Court in some type of way where you can be safe compared to, this is my house. I'm walking out the door. I'm about to take my kids and I got all these people surrounding me.
No, you're going to have some security.
My kids is here. You know what I'm saying?
You're going to have some security.
My kids is here. Like we on a whole different playing field with my kids being here.
But you still have to have
because
security.
you don't want these kids because you want to abort them, but I want my kids.
But you have to have security.
You want to abort your kids, but you want my kids to be in danger.
But that would be security. You still
saying.
need security. I mean,
my house, though,
I would never be a justice and not have security.
How?
I would know the dangers of that job. I would never be a prosecutor, meaning a district attorney, knowing that I'm putting people away. One of the things I learned when I used to be at the prosecutor's office is you putting the one family member away. You're not putting away the whole family.
That's true.
So you are convicting when you try and convict. And let me tell you something, that's a dangerous job.
Yeah.
You're talking about putting people away. And not only that, some of these district attorneys don't even have the kind of security that the justices would have.
That's
and they
true.
have that kind of security because they're in DC and because they're a justice. So, you know, they got tighter security than you would have a district attorney. Remember, you have to go to events, you have to speak to the people, you have to be in the community. You can't just go to your house and hide.
So when the White House correspondent was asked about why y'all was giving out addresses, or are you okay with addresses being given out? You know, she was just like, as long as they're peacefully protesting in front of their house, that's fine. I don't understand, like, how are you as a, you know, official of the White House are saying it's okay to go to somebody's house and protest?
Because the law
Because
says
it's different if it's like a government building.
I think you don't realize that there's a boundary. They don't realize there's a portion of your home that is public property. I think
what I'm saying. How close?
I think when you closed your real estate closing, they didn't tell you how much of the boundary was yours and how much was belonging to the people.
Remember that we were doing that show last season.
There's a mic in front of you for a reason, though.
Remember when we was doing that show last season when the white woman got dragged by the black woman
outside of the house to the street? She took her to public property.
Yeah, she dragged her to public property. Like,
so yes, there you don't own the street that you live on.
It is.
So if it's the public portion of the street, I believe that might have been what the press secretary was trying to say, that I can't in good conscience as a public figure say that the people are not allowed to be on public property. And that's why she's saying as long as it's peaceful. If you stand outside with a sign across the street saying, my choice, your choice for mask, my choice for my body.
I have a couple of legal questions for you. All right. So the first legal question, let's go back to just how all of this could possibly be overturned. Is it because Congress did not initiate a law that, you know, was on the books that it was able to be overturned?
Okay. So first of all, it's not overturned yet, people. Okay. So it's still legal. So that's a draft. Okay. And a draft is not a final ruling from the court.
Okay.
And you're going to need a majority rule of the 9 justices if it does become a final ruling. Right. So right now it's just a draft. I think what scared people, like you said, if it was somebody on the liberal side or the minority side of the justices, then they probably leaked it so that people could come out and fight against the ruling before it became final. If it's somebody on the conservative side, it's my opinion that they did it so that they could force it going through. You got to stick to it. But it's not law yet. But what could cause them to overturn it is interpretation. Because remember, that's the difficult part of law that people don't understand. Prior to becoming an attorney, the things that people used to say is law is black and white. The law is black and white. No, the law is very gray. And let me tell you why it's gray. Because a prosecutor and defense can argue the 2 different things regarding the exact same facts. Right. The same thing happens in civil proceedings. The same thing happens in interpretation of statutes. The same thing happens in interpretation of law. The same thing happens in interpretation of the case law. You understand? The same, and it's not supposed to happen because case law, what most people don't understand is case law is an interpretation of a statute. So we pass a statute and it says person shall not da 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 da. Right?
So that's my question, because there is no law that was passed on the books by Congress, and there's no actual statute in the Constitution. If allegedly this draft is factual.
Well, the Constitution is different from a statute.
Okay.
Right? So you're correct. There's no statutory law that was passed
by Congress.
Which is why, according to the rumors, that's what they're hurrying to try to do right now. The minority, the Democrats are trying to get something passed that would make it a federal law.
Right.
And then now you got a problem.
Right.
Do they have the numbers to get it? I don't know. Because remember, some of the Democrats may not vote because some Democrats don't
want to lose their seat.
No. Not about the seat. Some of them don't believe in the choice. Forget about the abortion. A lot of people don't understand. You're not fighting over abortion. You're fighting over the choice to have one. So there are people out there that are pro-choice, not pro-abortion, would never get one. Don't want their family members to get one, would encourage their friends not to get one, but still believe in respecting the choice of the individual to choose what they want for their own body. You understand what I'm saying? So when you put it in the context of this is about pro-abortion or anti-abortion, that's false. Because that is a misconception that is out there, that some of the people who are pro-choice are people who are pro-abortions, and that's not true. You understand?
Right.
So I think when you get someone to explain it to the general public, maybe they can respect it. And that's why I always use the analogy of the mask, because people say, I don't want my child to wear a mask. State of Georgia, the governor has passed a law in the state of Georgia, signed into law, a legislation that makes it illegal for schools to mandate masks. Excuse me? I can determine whether I want to put a mask on a child's face, but I can't determine whether I want to put a baby in my belly. That is ridiculous, in my opinion.
Here's another law. Well, not a law, but here's another scenario. Okay. So you pregnant, right? You're pregnant with a baby.
No, I'm not.
You're pregnant with a baby, right? I come in, we get into an argument, guns blazing, and I not necessarily shoot you, or I injure you when you lose your baby. Do I get charged with murder?
It depends. It depends on if, like I said,
my injury directly affects the life of the child that you want.
Well, it depends, because what I'm saying to you is some jurisdictions will try to go by how far along were you.
Okay.
You understand? How far along were you? If you are 9 months, of course they will charge you with fetal homicide, because if there's the statute that makes it illegal for you to do anything to harm a fetus, then yeah, you're going to jail for that too.
Do you know that in New Jersey that they can have abortions up to 9 months? They can beyond, like, there's no time frame.
I don't know about that.
Don't worry, I'll be right back with
Oh,
that.
I did some research.
Oh, you about to be fact checked?
Yeah, no.
You're about to be fact checked.
Vermont, New Jersey.
And
it's some more. If you look,
allows termination of a pregnancy all the way to 9 months.
There's no time frame.
I don't think that.
The law does not, like, there are laws that say up to 24 weeks viability. Right. And then there are laws that says until whenever
I would bet my bottom dollar that there's a caveat on that, that there's no limit if the life of the mother is at stake. You understand what I'm saying?
There are a couple of states, like Michigan is if the life of the mother is at stake and the life of the child is at stake. Correct. And there's some states that are like that, but those states, it's like whatever between you and your medical doctor.
I know that there's probably like I'm saying, you about to be fact checked because my producer's gonna check that. But the thing about this is people have to understand that there are consequences associated with an unwanted pregnancy. Very serious consequences. And I can see in my line of work hundreds, if not thousands of victims of unwanted pregnancies. And it is painful to watch because I know that some of the people who are supportive of taking away the choice from an individual, and I'm talking about the choice, okay? Taking away the choice from an individual is not lined up to go to defects and pick up these kids. Yeah. You understand? They're not lined up to make sure these children are not sexually assaulted. And when you question people as to, so how are we going to fund caring for all these children that you don't think these women should have a choice as to whether or not they want to carry. And their response is, well, that's an individual's choice.
I think they should put
No. It's my personal responsibility to worry about how to feed it, but it's not my personal responsibility to worry about whether or not I want to carry it. I find that hypocrisy.
I guess the thing is that it's not just like suicide is not illegal, because if you just commit, like, people's not locking
Well,
up.
who are you gonna lock up? The deceased?
But like with suicide, it's
Hold on, ma'am. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to charge you. I know you put a bullet to your head.
With
but
suicide, if you're making a suicide attempt, you might go to a mental hospital, but they're not locking you up. You know what I'm saying? You did it to yourself.
why would you charge somebody for that?
I get it, but what I'm saying is that when you have a baby in your stomach, that is a life. In actuality, you're taking a life. So that's
well. Let me ask you.
A birth certificate.
That baby don't have no birth
you
certificate.
have to have. You know how many? There's people who don't have birth certificates that are alive.
That baby got a social security number. It ain't no real baby unless it got
baby to the game.
unless it got a credit score.
No, but you know what? You know what's funny? It's crazy that people would make that argument, and the same people whose family members are victim of a homicide want the death penalty. Oh,
No,
whoa!
I
Hold
get
on.
that.
Excuse me. Is this thing on? Life is life. So the hypocrisy regarding wanting certain lives, you're pro certain lives, you're not pro all lives, because if you are for pro life, if you're saying you're pro life, you should be pro all lives. And until we get to that place where we're pro all lives, here's what I mean: we've abolished the death penalty. Okay, start there.
I agree.
We've abolished the death penalty. Then I say make abortions illegal. When you abolish the death penalty.
So they
my list is a little longer.
Oh, you have a longer list?
Yeah.
So wait,
No. Okay. Let me strengthen
Provide
the list.
health care.
Provide health care.
housing.
Right. Provide health care. Provide housing.
Housing.
Abolish the death penalty.
penalty.
And then you can make abortions illegal.
Okay.
Because now I don't have to worry about the child. If the child comes and the mom is like,
So if all of those things happen, you would be okay with.
I would sign up right away.
Okay,
Have
I
those
agree.
kids.
I definitely agree with
Have
that.
those kids.
I definitely
But
agree
when
with
the mother comes to you and says, hey, I need some assistance, no government assistance for you.
Yeah.
Wait, this is the baby you wanted me to have that I had.
Yeah.
Well, that's a personal
I definitely
choice.
agree. I had to
go figure out how to feed it personally.
I had to call DFAX on DFAX one time. I definitely understand what you're saying.
No, but it's amazing because
Can I tell the
DFAX.
story right
No,
quick?
but DFAX is taking children and injuring the children in their own custody.
I called okay, back when I was able to qualify for Medicaid, I had a child with special needs, and I was on top of everything for him for years. And then when I came to Georgia and tried to get his Medicaid, oh, you make too much money. Well, okay, let me apply for Social Security. Oh, you make too much money, but because we denied you, you can get Medicaid. So then I go back to Medicaid. Oh, you didn't turn this in. Well, you didn't. I turned everything in. Here's. Oh no, you forgot this. Nope. Here's a record, and just kept.
So you're supporting
And then
this diva.
And then I went up there. They had to call the people on me. I went up there and I was like, listen, somebody need to come out here and talk to me. And then they're going to call security. I said, if somebody came out here, you wouldn't need to be here. You know? So I said, okay, I got something for you. So I called.
You called DFAX on DFAX?
I called child abuse. And I said, I want to report a crime. And they were like, what happened? Ma'am, I want to report Medicaid and the DFAX office
for failing to help me with this baby.
To help me get insurance for my special needs child. Guess what? He got Medicaid the next week.
Oh, is that what it takes?
Yeah, like
you got to call
crazy.
DFAX on DFAX.
It was crazy.
But you're substantiating
It's
my
true.
point. My point is, for a mother who says my child has special needs, I need assistance. It's expensive. The things that the child needs are expensive. I cannot afford
How
it.
do Black Lives Matter and all lives matter if the baby can't even get out the canal?
That's my no. But my point is this: all lives matter, and that's why
Just not
you
the-
have to abolish the death penalty.
True.
You have to provide health care.
Agree.
You have to provide housing, and then you can abolish the abortions because we
So-
have a place for them. We know how to educate them. We're going to feed them, and they're going to be productive citizens.
Yeah, that was the other one we missed. Education.
Oh, that's correct. We missed one. Education. We got to educate.
We got to
them.
educate.
Free
them.
schooling.
I'm
Free schooling.
with that. I'm with that.
Free schooling.
And then we gotta.
I think we have 33 billion in the budget for Ukraine. Maybe we could shift that.
Right.
Maybe we could shift that.
Right. Were you able to fact check
handling
me?
Russia pretty well. So
Were you able to fact check me?
Well, okay. Let me tell you about your facts.
Uh-huh.
They may be substantiated. Okay.
Wait, she gets a drink to that?
Somebody told me, don't you
She
come on
gets
this show,
a
you ain't
drink
gonna do your homework.
To that?
Don't you come on the show, you ain't gonna do your
Listen,
homework.
I am still gonna check a few more because these are all
Not the state source?
these are all redstate.com.
Don't you be trying to put me out there like I'm a
Conservative.
2024.
Don't you be trying to put me out there
Conservative.org. Conservative.org. To a partial almost knows what she's talking about.
Hey,
I'll
she did
drink
her
to that.
homework. She did her homework.
I can't believe I'm drinking to her fact checking being almost fact checked.
No, but I just think like that. Like if you ain't made your mind up by that time,
No, that's too late.
It's too
That's
late.
That's too
Like-
late. Mm-mm.
that's too late.
That's too late.
That's too
That's too
late.
Unless
I
there's
mean,
medical issues.
Usually it's the fact that they don't. The thing with legislation, right, is once you put rules on something, you have to put rules on everything.
Yeah.
So I can understand the state saying,
We don't want to touch it.
I don't even want to touch it.
Yeah, that's true.
Right,
And speaking
but-
of don't touch
but y'all
it.
shouldn't be. But I
Because
guess
then-
my thing
then
is
you're
that
gonna
if you
get-
don't want to touch it, you shouldn't be promoting it
Because
either.
then you
Okay,
should
so
legislate.
maybe that's why.
That's the problem.
Maybe that's why then in Boston they shouldn't have touched that flag.
Wait, before we get there, I got one more thing. One more thing. I do bounce back and forth. Like, I do get what you're saying about choice and everything like that. I get that. My only thing is that if let's not disassociate what we doing, okay? There's no pregnant woman who ever been pregnant and wanted her kid that said, oh, look at my fetus in this picture. My fetus is like 3 weeks. Nobody does that.
Yeah, they do.
They don't.
Yeah, they do.
No,
People
they
do that.
don't. They
People
don't.
do that.
I don't know anybody.
People say
who's
I'm 3
ever-
weeks, I'm 6 weeks.
They
but,
don't say the
but,
fetus?
But yeah, they'll say the
They don't say the fetus is 3 weeks. They say the baby is 3 weeks. They say, look at the
no,
baby.
because the medical providers have said to
No.
me when
Oh,
I went in, you know, you're 6 weeks fetus. I've heard the word fetus.
I've
No,
never
I-
heard the.
I-
I had 4 kids. I've never heard the
No,
word
I think
fetus.
it is. I've heard them
When you hear it,
say
what
they.
baby?
I've
what
heard them
baby?
say fetus.
I've heard them say fetus and they.
Yeah.
But what they want to do is because it's such an integral time period,
Yeah.
they don't want you to build too much of a
Wait,
connection.
because they know you can miscarry, and
No.
and to make you
No.
think you already have a baby at 6 weeks
No,
is painful
I've
process for a
never
lot of
heard,
women.
I've never, and I have done got friends who've been pregnant at all types of ages. I've never heard an OBGYN
No, it's
Say-
I've heard it. I've
say,
heard
look at the.
I mean, we have an
we should
an
probably call the
OBGYN to
doctor.
call. Yeah.
it. Maybe
Can we
should.
call the doctor?
We're gonna have to
I
call
want
the
no. I
doctor.
really want to ask him that question.
We can
like,
see.
yeah, because I've never heard it, and that's what my issue is because no pregnant woman who once we see the test, I'm pregnant. I'm about to have a baby. You know what I'm saying? It's never this
No.
fetus.
Sometimes it's I'm
No.
pregnant. I'm not about to have a baby.
I get that. A pregnant woman who wants.
I don't know
a
why
baby.
you forgetting about the other half of America.
No, for sure. But you're talking about like you're putting the wrong aspect on it because now you're talking about someone who has already made the choice.
Correct.
You've got to
Right.
talk about somebody who's saying no.
I get that, but what I'm saying is, it's a disassociation. You know what I'm
Not
saying?
necessarily
think
because
so.
because you have to
It's
remember.
just like what you just said. It's like, let's not call it a fetus because we don't want you to get emotionally attached.
No,
I think and I'm not saying in what you guys are saying, but I think in the marketing aspect of it, I feel like they be marketing.
pretty
To be
sure
honest with you-
the last time I saw the abortion commercial, I was like, yeah, definitely gonna get one of those.
It ain't for you, honey. They're not gonna pop up on your Facebook.
What I'm
feed.
trying to say
I have
is
not
I
seen
ain't
an abortion
seen no
commercial.
abortion
Okay.
Somebody
commercial.
There is no abortion
Look,
commercial.
Look, yes they is. Yes they are. Somebody text me like, "Hey, you want to get that abortion? They taking your rights away." And I said, "I'm voting for Kemp." And they said, let's take you off this list.
Listen, first of
Now,
all,
that might not all the way be true, but they said something about
No, that's not
choice.
true.
They taking your
That's
choice
Okay,
away.
so don't believe
Right.
the things
They're
she's
taking
going
your
to
choice.
say.
It's
Let
on
me get
my-
back.
check my
Let me
text
get back.
messages.
Let me
I
get
am
back.
not checking your check.
I'm giving you the permission to check my
No,
phone.
no, we're not checking
And don't
that.
worry,
We're not checking that.
My choice is not to do that.
I guess if you want a choice. Is it hot in here or is it me?
It's you.
We in hell up in
It's
here.
you.
We
It's
going
you.
to hell. We having
It's you.
abortions. We're going to
No,
hell.
no, this is the blood of Jesus that we're wearing. The blood of Jesus is what we're wearing. No, but my
you're not
point,
gonna say nothing about these stuff?
you know what? I did not know that
You're not gonna say.
the casino escaped and got up in here.
No, first of all, I just thought of this. Someone brought this up on something else. I can't
What,
remember.
did she ate a red chicken on her way in
No,
here?
that black people love appropriation.
Excuse me. Excuse me. We're
That black
We're
people-
drinking to
no,
what?
She's thirsty.
I'm just thirsty.
Black
A bottle of water or something.
I don't understand why we're drinking to that.
What? Black people love what appropriation?
appropriation.
Who's
All
appropriating?
kinds of
Other
appropriation.
people's cultures.
Who? Who's doing that? Who is doing it? Where?
Are you appropriating a culture?
What culture is this? Birds
I'm
of a feather
just
flock together?
I'm just saying.
What culture am I?
Just checking.
I'm just saying Blue Hawk Kitty Eye is not happy with you right now.
Blue Hawk Kitty Eye? Is that where we're going?
It's Red Hawk Kitty High, for God's sake.
Okay, so let's lay it down, okay? Africans have been on this continent for a long time. They're called Native Americans. They still my people. I'm just
Okay.
saying.
Got you.
Represent. I won't
Got you.
stop
Birds
it.
of a
What
feather
do you
flock
wear?
together.
What did you wear on Cinco de Mayo? A poncho and a sombrero.
No, she ate what Donald Trump ate. You remember?
Taco Bell. A big
taco-
play of the
Went to
nachos.
Taco Bell. He did say something about Taco Bell, didn't he?
He had Taco Bell for Cinco de Mayo.
I'm just saying, go ahead, Trump. You got your judges in there. Get Roe v. Wade up out of here.
It's not going nowhere. It's not going anywhere. Okay, because we need to respect choices.
Oh, to go back to that, it's a joke, y'all. They're trying to say that they're gonna put a law in the book. It's just like they were gonna, get Trump impeached. They just saying it. It's not gonna happen. They don't have enough
I don't think it's
votes.
going to happen, and I think if it does, it'll be an interesting midterm election.
I don't think people who gonna vote for it are gonna vote Democrat anyways. and
No.
people who not gonna vote for it are gonna
To be
vote
honest with you,
Republican.
there were some people on the fence where, I kind of like some of the Republican ideas that they have. And, they're really fiscally, that small government would spend big government money. That's how it works.
I think that's the farce. People who gonna vote for the abortion concept was gonna vote Democrat.
No, there are people who flipped and voted for Trump because of Hillary's emails. Y'all all know that because Coleman came out and said, I'm reopening the investigation regarding Hillary's emails. And that flipped a lot of votes. There are people who literally will say, I'm on the fence. I really don't know. There's things I like about this guy, and there's things I like about that guy. There's things I don't like about this guy, and things I don't like about that guy. But I still want people to have choices. I'm
Right.
telling you,
But so you think that people who need money in their pocket because the economy has gone down, inflation has gone up, you think they're really going to be concerned about this issue, this one issue, compared to all these other issues?
this country is full of one-hit wonders.
That's true.
Full of one-hit wonders. I have seen people that will vote for somebody for one little teensy-weensy minute
This is my
issue.
problem. They
He
can put a
gave
bill
me
together.
my guns.
Yes,
They
he
can-
he
you
said
better
I
don't
can
touch
have
my
guns.
now.
He
Don't
said
you-
I can have
Let me
guns.
tell you
Nah, I
something.
don't need
if
a
they touch
permit.
my guns, they'll never get another vote up out of me.
That's it.
They'll never.
That's it.
The last vote I would have
So
voted
that's
for
it.
is when I voted for Hillary that one time, and that was the last time I'll be voting Democrat if they try to touch my guns.
That's my point. That's my point. Lots of one-hit wonders out there.
I'm
So I'm
one-hit
telling you,
wonder on
the
that.
ones that were on the fence are going to say, "Oh no, we're done.
But
We're
let
done
me-
playing games."
You don't even know what took your guns means.
Nobody's taking
Don't take
anybody's
my
gun.
guns.
Nobody's taking
Don't take 'em.
anybody's guns.
Don't take them.
But I noticed that the
They
crime
can't.
rate has gone up since Governor Kemp has signed that bill.
You said
Wild
what?
Wild West. You notice the shootings in Atlanta have increased.
Oh, they've been
now that we
wild.
don't need a permit
They've been wild. They
to
been
carry.
wild. That's why our girl, she no longer is in office because they've been wild.
Who is our girl?
The one we like.
Can you Can
What's her
you
name?
use the mic? And it's Keisha Lance Bottoms.
Keisha Lance
Keisha
Bottoms.
did not leave.
She did because remember the crime went up double time. It went from one crime to
No,
two.
Keisha
100%.
left.
It went up 100%, girl. It went to 1 to 2. That's 100%. She had to go. She had to go.
Keisha left and said, "Bye, y'all."
You really think that criminals needed a law to tell them that they couldn't go out and start shooting people?
Oh. You thought it was criminals who did the increase.
Oh, you didn't realize the increase was not with the criminals? The increase was the people who don't know how to use a weapon, who did not have a permit, didn't go to anybody's class to learn how to shoot it, that is now having confrontations with people because they couldn't have gone up to the courthouse and did the paperwork to get a permit. So now they throw it in their car, they're carrying it concealed, and when you cut them off on the highway, you saw the lady shooting up the school bus yesterday? For what?
You think we need to research to see if she had that gun prior
Ma'am,
to the law being. Let me tell you
the
When
law
Kemp
didn't
passed
stop
it-
her.
Let me tell you something.
She definitely told her.
Did I tell you about the time when the police
Good.
pulled me over and I had my weapon on me?
And you told him?
Yeah, did I tell you about that?
No.
Man, woo! I was like, don't Sandra Bland me, honey. I had my purse that comes like this. So when I got pulled over, the guy was like, do you know why I got pulled over? No, sir, you're not about to get me to incriminate myself. No, and he was like, oh, because your windshield is cracked. I didn't tell you the story because you already was on my head about my windshield being cracked. And then I was like, oh, he said, well, let me have your license. And I said, I just want to let you know that I am carrying a gun right here on my chest. Okay. So I am going to slowly
Go get my license.
open. No, in my purse was my gun and my
okay.
license. I will slowly open up this purse so that I can give you the license. Are you with me, sir? He was like, thank you for telling me. And I took the purse.
Here we go. Here we go.
I took the purse like this and pulled it out the window and slowly unzipped it.
I cannot.
Sir,
I cannot.
I had the extended
I
leg
can't.
in the car and pulled out my ID.
I can't. I
Like,
can't.
Do you see the gun in here, sir?
Yeah, he
I
saw
see
it and he said, she has a gun.
man, I'm here today.
No, he said, I was in fear for my safety. Pop, 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 pop.
I know. I already knew. I knew it was gonna go down. Like I'm literally, the gun was right here. Zip. Here's the gun. You know what I'm saying? I was like, nah, y'all not about to take me out this world today.
Wow.
Not today.
Wow.
You know what we say to death?
And you thought
not
telling
today.
and you thought telling him was gonna make it safe?
Shout out to
So what
GLT.
happens to Castile when he said, I have a weapon in the car?
He was a black man.
Oh, okay.
That's the difference.
Okay. So he don't get a pass. He get a pop out.
That white police officer, that white police officer looked at me, and I had the doe eyes like
So a woman gets a okay, and a black man gets a pow
pow
pow.
pow. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not. Listen, it's not funny, but it is true.
No, you
It's
you
sad,
have to make light
but true.
of things that are
Yes.
heavy.
Laugh
That's
now,
what
cry
Diva
later.
Court is about. We're
It's-
about lightening the topics, listeners,
Yeah.
making sure that life doesn't take you into the rubber room.
Let me tell you
because you're
something.
allowed to laugh
As
about
a woman,
things that are serious.
This is what makes you a woman. As a woman, I know how to get
what you
real,
say. You could answer that for a confirmation
Yes, I could.
definition.
This is, as a woman, I know how to get real soft for a man. Like, Mr. Police Officer, I'm just so sorry. I just apologize. I do have a pistol on me.
excuse me, massa.
That's exactly. Yes, I do have.
I was carrying a weapon.
I am to carry a weapon.
Oh my
Massa.
word!
You want to use it? I got real doe-eyed. Like, I'm so sorry, Master. Whatever you want.
You know I got a permit. I got a permit, massa. I got a permit.
I got a permit. I do have my permit. Would you like to see that too, Master?
He said, "No, thank you."
He said, no, you're so fine. I'm just so happy that you told me. Not a problem. I'll tell you anything you want. You see them guys over them black
Look.
ones? They did it. They did it. Whatever you want me to say. They did it. Just let me move on and live life today.
So speaking of saying whatever they want you to say, now do you believe in false confessions?
Oh, most definitely, because I watched Netflix on the documentary. On the documentary.
So,
let me tell you something. They couldn't get me though.
But for
they
watching,
couldn't get me. Let me tell you why they couldn't get me. Because first of all, I'd have been like I did. Can I get an attorney? Now, if they would have kept me in there, I would have went straight to sleep. Like, I can sleep anywhere. When you ain't guilty, you ain't worried. I'm going to sleep. They had me on camera like, ma'am, I'm going to need you to leave. I'm tired. They not getting me. I ain't talking. I ain't going to be scared. I'll be like, Jesus.
So you do. So you believe in false confessions?
I definitely believe in false confessions. Listen, you learn so much. All you got to do is be arrested one time and the whole game, like, stay woke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The whole game changes.
Get woke.
Get woke.
Because you were not
Eyes
woke.
open. Yeah.
And they opened it up.
Yeah, I used to be on my sister's head all the time.
No,
like, just comply. Stop being rude to the police.
They didn't wake you. They woke you.
Yeah. My sister, she ain't used to do Mr. Officer. She used to be like,
Officer.
Mr. She don't do Mr. She be like, would you put me on my file? That's how you get shot. You got Mr. Officer.
Oh, so you're trying to
so
train her
sorry.
on how to stay alive.
No, I can't train. Well, she can stay. Now that she got a son,
She understands.
she understands.
Wow.
She got a Mr. Officer. I'm
That's
just
good
so
stuff.
sorry.
I'm telling you. So I did transition and y'all transitioned back.
Okay, where we going now?
But the topic number 2 for my listeners is the flag in Boston.
Oh, we talking about
Remember,
that? I thought
speaking of leaving it alone, because you were fact checked, and according to the fact checker, the producer says you appear at this point to be accurate about your statement regarding
right.
the legality
She
of
right.
abortions in certain states.
She right.
So I transitioned to, speaking of leaving it alone, because if you fix one thing, you help us,
this is my
Father.
right dance, honey.
Is that the right dance?
Uh-huh.
You already drank to that. Why do you have to
Because it's
get
not
another right
as
dance? Dramatic?
exactly.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'm done.
Are we done celebrating?
We are done for now.
Okay. She celebrated one
Is
little
it
minute.
hot in here?
If you would stop doing your thank you dance.
So hot.
I don't understand why you're doing your thank you dance and think that you're not going to heat
Is it
up.
thank you or more celebration?
Celebratory.
Celebration.
Yeah.
Celebratory.
If your celebration creates heat,
Ooh, that AC is on now, honey.
then I need you to stop so that you won't come.
Just do it. All right, go ahead.
This show is off the rails, okay? It started off the rails, so it never got back on
my
it.
hair sweating out. I just feel
I can't even get to the topic that I'm trying to get to.
Good.
Listeners, I'm just trying to talk about the producer mentioned that when lawmakers say, if I touch one thing, I got to change everything. That leads us to the topic of Boston, who did not learn that lesson and learns it now the hard way, where they said, don't bother the flag. Okay? So the controversy is Boston State Capitol says we're going to fly flags. Okay? Christian people say you have to fly our flags. They said no.
Well, why did the Christians say it first? You got to tell them why.
Well, the Christian didn't say it first. It was the legislators said you can't. The Supreme Court said, hey.
No. Set the story like who was flying the flag first before the Christians? Like, nah, you need to fly our flag.
Okay, so the Capitol was flying social group flags. Okay, so Black Lives Matter, White Lives Matter, everybody life matter. Okay, there were flags. Okay,
Is there a WLM?
It could be.
Is there a WLM?
Hey, I don't have a problem.
Calling all WLMs?
They have a different abbreviation.
It's called the REP.
Their letters start with a K. Okay.
Yes, and end with a K. And then you can probably guess what the middle one.
First letter K, last letter K.
So social group flags are being flown, right? The Christians say you have to fly our flag too. And the state says, no. We're just flying social groups right now. And the Supreme Court says, no, you don't understand. You have to fly the Christian flag, right? So the Christian flag goes up. Well, the atheist said, hold on, we got a devil flag.
Oh, no.
We
Not
got a
the
devil.
atheists.
The
The
Satanic.
worst. The worst.
The Satanic groups.
What's worse than the atheists? Well,
the
now, I think-
Satanic groups say, we have a flag.
I think the atheists might be worse than the Satanic.
Are you serious?
groups.
Okay,
Yeah.
they're devil
I
worshiping.
don't.
Okay, wait. You know what?
At least Satan,
you know what?
At least
What?
the Satans know that God exists.
Hold on.
The
hold on,
atheists
hold
just
on,
don't want to
hold on,
admit it.
Hold on. Pause.
Atheists say God doesn't exist,
Right.
but they're not worshiping the devil.
No,
Right,
all
but
right,
they
but-
worse because at least the
Wait.
Satan. What? The Satan. I'm
Wait,
defending
wait.
the Satanists.
I don't want you
What?
To defend the
to,
Satanists.
to explain anything.
Is it because I got this red on?
He said, "Wait."
I just need you. I need to, for our legal safety.
Okay.
He said, "Wait,
legal
wait,
safety.
Explain
wait.
more specifically what atheism is.
Correct.
I know what atheists mean.
What is atheism?
To have no belief in any kind of God or gods.
Okay.
I know what atheists mean.
all
I'm
right.
in the atheist versus theist group all
Okay.
the time.
All right.
Oh, you're
But-
in the group.
I am in the group.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
But do you understand that?
Shout
that
out to my
doesn't
atheist
mean
versus theist group. Y'all should be watching my
that
podcast.
you don't understand like life.
Say that
and
again?
Respect life.
No. Say that again. I didn't hear what
Like
you
it
said.
doesn't mean that you don't understand or respect life.
Right.
You just don't believe it was a man-made or made in someone's image, some eternal
Yeah,
person.
I'm not going into the detail
Yeah.
about their.
Okay. Well,
You-
you
Yeah,
went,
but
I'm
we
just
want to.
saying
We
that-
want.
you went very generic.
I'm just saying
You went
that
as far as saying that
atheists
Satanists are
worse
better,
are
and
worse
you're
than
a Christian.
Satanists.
Can you believe that? What Christian woman would say Satanism is better?
I didn't say he was better. I just said the atheist was worse.
I mean, whoa!
Okay, so the,
So
the
can I
atheist
probably
is
wanna clear
worse
that up?
than the people. Yeah, you might want to clear that up,
Okay,
Diva. I'm gonna give you a
so-
chance to clean. You need some brooms and mops.
Listen, we need
Clean
the
up on aisle
whole
9.
Oh,
Mary
I thought you
Maid
thought we wanted to
staff.
say some witchcraft over here. I said, you see what's going on.
He said we need the whole staff.
Okay. What I was going to say about this. I mean, first of all, atheists don't believe, so they don't care anyway. So
Okay,
let's-
so go ahead and clean
so
up.
what
Don't
I'm
mess
saying
up
is-
while you
is
clean it
that
up.
Satanists do believe that God exists.
Oh,
They just don't like him like that.
okay.
But with a little bit of love,
They could
a
cross
little
over.
bit of kindness, they can always come back. That's all I'm saying.
So you don't believe the atheists could see God?
No, I'm not saying that they can't. I'm just saying that they got to first get to the fact of actually believing that there's one to exist. So it's just a little bit harder.
So let me ask you a question. If your argument is that any day
I don't know what my argument
a
is.
satanic worshiper,
Thank God. You might have just converted atheists out there.
Okay. Where are we going with this?
I don't know because
You said a satanic worshiper. Okay.
all I wanted to say
Okay.
was if you believe that there's hope for a satanic worshiper,
Yes.
isn't there hope for an atheist?
Yes, there is. I'm not saying that there's no hope.
Oh,
I just
okay.
said it's a little bit easier because they already believe in the supernatural. They just need to believe in this supernatural instead of that supernatural. I'll have to work a little bit harder to get an atheist. You know what I'm saying? It's just
'Cause
a
they
little
don't
bit
believe in
harder.
any
They
supernatural.
don't believe in any supernatural.
Not the evil one, not the good one.
Not the evil, not the good. So that's all I'm saying. That's why it's a little bit harder. Maybe worse wasn't not. I'm sorry, atheists. I'm not saying that you're bad people. We know that you can create good versus evil in your mind and all that stuff. You don't need nobody telling you what's good or bad because the rules are already established for you. Got here, but no, you don't believe that. Anyway, that's another story for another day.
There is a mic in front of this woman. And I keep
And
telling
she
her.
don't like to use it. Okay.
Oh, I'm not using the mic. I thought I'm very close to the mic.
Okay. So
Okay.
back to the topic before we digressed on the show
Mm-hmm.
that is off the rails and never got on it.
All aboard. Let's do it.
Speaking of the Boston Capitol,
Okay.
where they jumped up and said, let's put up the Christian flag there.
Right.
And now the satanic group says, now you have to fly our flag too.
Right.
So that is a lesson in if you touch it, you got to touch it all.
Or if you break it, you
bought
buy it. Hurry up and buy.
So now you've bought all the flags, even the
go.
ones you wish you never put up.
You know what? I know that y'all might not think that I agree with this, but I actually agree with it. I do.
What?
You want a drink today?
I need to because, girl, this is amazing that you kind of agreeing to that.
She's just thirsty.
Let me tell you why.
Is that what she did? Did a fake?
Let me tell you why.
You did a
It
fake
took-
drink to that so you could get a drink?
It took Jesus to go to the Supreme Court to make it well for everyone. And that wouldn't be the first time he made a sacrifice. I'm just saying.
Well, I don't get what the diva's talking about. But
No,
I
you
know
don't get what I'm saying? Like
a drink
Jesus-
might have brought
the
that out.
Christians- The Christians went to the Supreme Court And then they got their flag able to come through, and Jesus set the path.
I get
and
it. I get it now. I got it now.
Oh, okay. Well, take me on the trip since this.
Can you just break it down?
Since
to
this show is off the rails.
Yeah. I can break it down for you. Let's move on.
You know what? Kudos to you on that one.
All right.
I
So
promise you,
speaking
I
about
haven't been drinking a lot.
Officer, this is my gun, and I haven't been drinking a lot.
Speaking of off the rails,
Okay.
Dave Chappelle was attacked and he was thrown off the rails of his feet during a show. Mm-hmm. Now, I looked at the footage.
Yeah.
And I don't understand who this guy is and what the purpose of attacking Dave Chappelle was.
I just want to give a shout out to LBGT community. Mm-hmm. You got one for your team. I'm just saying.
So you think he was working for the
I
LGBT
believe-
community?
What homeless man can afford a Dave
said he's
Chappelle
homeless?
ticket? His brother. His brother did. Check the
sound like
facts.
hate.
I'm doing
That sound
good.
like hate.
I'm doing good today. Check the facts.
No, that was a personal opinion by the brother. I don't believe it. Somebody else got to back that up.
Yeah.
No, he was like
The brother
homeless
said, "My
shelter
brother's
to
homeless."
homeless shelter. Yeah, he's from the homeless community.
So who gave him
The
a ticket to the
LGBT
Chappelle show?
community.
How much
Exactly.
is
Who
Dave's ticket?
gave him
Hold
the
on.
ticket?
Quick question.
You said to
what
be by
is
the
the
mic.
homeless community flag? Curious.
I don't know.
Asking for the people of Boston.
I don't know.
'Cause
I don't
we
know
need to
what
fly
flag
that.
it is. I don't know what flag. Do they even
that's-
have a flag?
But if you think about it,
It's probably like a trash bag or
what
something.
is the purpose of attacking Dave Chappelle? But you know what?
still stuck on the joke.
I heard Dave Chappelle jumped them. I heard that they got satisfaction, and that's why they didn't really care if he got arrested.
Well, there's that.
Because they taught him a lesson in jumping on the stage.
There
but
is
the
a
funniest part though of that incident was somebody saying, "Is that Will Smith?"
Oh, Chris Rock was like, at least you, no. Dave Chappelle said, at least you got slapped by a person with a great reputation.
I got slapped by a homeless person.
And that's what Dave Chappelle said. And Chris Rock was like, I got slapped by the weakest nigga in rap. Maybe not in those words, but close enough.
Chris Rock
He would have.
was present. I mean, Jamie Foxx was
Jamie
present.
Foxx-
That was the
Jamie
wrong
Foxx was
night.
there.
It was the wrong night because the gang was in the house
It was
and they served up
That's
some
what I'm
street
saying.
justice.
The LGBT community, they got a lot of money. They paid for that man to be there. Because if you don't like Dave Chappelle, why are you paying for a ticket there? You know what he's talking about.
Allegedly.
Why are you paying for a ticket there? How you in the front seat? Why are you paying all
Who
that
said he
money
was in the
for
front
it?
row?
He was in the. You had to be that close to jump.
Why you
had to
can't
be
just
that-
walk
That's an
down?
assumption.
Why you can't just walk
What's the
down?
assumption? Allegedly.
Thank you.
Okay. LGBT, allegedly. I'm not saying that was a bad thing. Like, if I was like, you know, Black Lives Matter wanted to give me a ticket and I was at like the country thing and the white guy
So
said
you're
something
gonna be
racist
blacks-
and they paid
blacks
me
for
some money
Trump?
to go jump.
So you're gonna be the blacks for
the,
Trump. You get paid and you stand behind Trump and say blacks for Trump t-shirt. Like that.
My joke didn't even go in that direction, but okay. I don't even know where that came
But
from.
you paying people to support your cause?
Well, what I'm saying, if Black Lives Matter paid me to go to a like country concert,
Yeah.
where the last time the country guy said the N-word or the woman said the N-word, they said, I'll give you X amount of dollars to jump on that stage and slap her. Hey.
You would slap for that.
Hey. It depends on what the money, where them dollars at.
The
Where
figures
them
is
dollars
what you would
at?
do to slap.
Where them dollars
Well,
at?
I'm going
Are
to
y'all
need
paying
you.
for my legal defense? Where them dollars at?
No, they're not
Where
paying for
them-
your time
they're not gonna
either.
pay for
They're
that.
not going to serve your time.
How much money we talking about?
They're not going to serve
What
your
is
time.
like 100,000? If it was 100,000,
You come that cheap for jail?
I mean, how many? What we talking about? Like 6 months for
That's
100,000?
my
I ain't
point.
making that
My
right
point
now.
is
I
why-
ain't making no 100,000 in 6 months.
Why
Well,
would you?
a baller. You a lawyer.
Why
you make
would
that
you?
money.
Why
honey.
would you give up your freedom for $100,000
For these kids?
You would give up your freedom for $100,000?
for 6 months?
You don't think that your
Didn't I tell you if I got locked up, I'd be like this. Sleep
you
all
don't
through
think
the
that
I need a break from these kids.
you didn't think
It's like, Michael, you take care of that Zion
didn't
boy.
think-
She's something else.
you didn't think that your children could suffer more than $100,000
Nah,
damage
I built-
worth of damage in 6 months?
I built them for tough, honey.
Okay.
They gonna have that money. 6 months. 100 G's for 6 months. I could do that.
I think that's
I could do
cheap.
that in her sleep.
That's cheap.
That's
I'm not
'cause
doing.
you- that's
I'm not
'cause you
doing.
an attorney.
I'm not doing 6 months for 100 grand.
What about
That's-
for $1 million?
Nah.
I'll do that in my sleep for $1 million.
Nah, not enough. Not
I'll
enough.
sign up for people
But you know,
to go to jail for $1 million.
Kudos to
Sign
Dave
up.
Chappelle
I was watching.
and the crew.
I was watching Breaking Bad, and it was this guy who was just signing up for jail for like for thousands and thousands of millions of dollars. Like, I could probably do that for a job.
Look, at least they didn't try to arrest Dave Chappelle for defending himself. You know what I'm saying?
Really can't.
No, but it's a good
At least
thing.
they didn't arrest him for a hate crime.
That too.
Yeah.
For hating on a homeless man.
Well, no, he was gay too.
Hating on a homeless man. But I don't
Are you
understand.
sure of this or the brother said this?
It's allegedly. It's allegedly.
I know. 'Cause
Allegedly.
I just can't find all this info.
I can't find it either. She need to be fact checked again, but it's
might
gonna
be on
take
one of them.
days
Listen,
to
she
fact
get
check
one
all this
right,
stuff.
She get one right.
She's
and she
throwing them out.
Listen, I
Throwing
have to
them
keep
out.
up with the trends so I can put y'all up on game, honey.
So you just trending with fake news.
I'm just throwing out there what I heard in the streets.
So let's talk about Young Thug, who was arrested
Can
in
we talk
Atlanta.
about that one woman who was a ride or die chick?
Which woman is that?
The one who was a correctional officer.
Yeah, that ride or die chick.
She died.
She rode and she died. That is crazy. All right, listeners, what are we talking about? We're talking about the Alabama escapee, the correction officer who decided to go get the 6'9". That man was big. 6'9". He was huge. Where did she think she was going to hide him? And they don't seem
In
like
her
they had a
pocketbook.
plan.
She's gonna have.
They don't seem like they had a plan.
They didn't, because I was.
She sold her house for cheap, and they were found in Indiana, 219 miles from the state you came from.
Why I would be in Mexico.
Another country, at least.
And I mean, he been waiting all that long. You could have just waited till you got more money for that house.
But she sold a house for cheap.
He been waiting. He been in jail that long.
She was planning on retiring.
Yeah, she did. The
But
day she
I'm just
retired.
saying,
So the thing is, it was like
She didn't need no money. Her check was coming.
it was too.
She could
it
have
was too
pushed her
close.
retirement. She could have pushed her retirement back. The housing market is hot right now.
Well, she sold it for cheap.
The housing market is so hot.
She didn't take the hot market money.
She didn't. She could have waited
sold
at
it for
least
cheap.
2 weeks and could have
She
got that
sold
money.
it for cheap.
Total walking on out the door.
I don't even understand how you could be mesmerized like that by an inmate after 17
Have you
years.
seen what she looked like?
She's not bad looking. She's not bad looking.
She might not have a good attitude.
It's some ugly free men.
She might stink down there.
It's-
He don't know because he locked up. He don't know what
Listeners,
she
I tried to tell y'all that this
Can we
show.
drink to that?
I'm not drinking to that.
I'm just going to drink by
I'm
myself.
not drinking to. Look, you're out of order. Look here. She has got to have been able to find an ugly free man. An
Who wants
ugly
a
free man.
Who wants an ugly man? Like, you got to look at him.
I mean, the man
all
wasn't
the
that
time.
handsome.
She
He looked like.
likes her man 6'9" and up, and that's a really low population.
It is a
That's
low
very-
population.
in the white market.
6'9", huge guy, and you ran off with the inmate, and
got some of that
then
old
you
school
killed
loving.
yourself. I mean, for what?
Romeo and Juliet. She thought he was going out too. He was like, nope.
No,
I'ma
but
go back to
he
jail.
was injured in the accident. He was injured in. The
He didn't
accident.
shoot himself.
No, I don't think he had a gun.
He didn't. She didn't. She shot herself.
Yes.
And he didn't say, and let me take it on my. He didn't do that. He was like, I'm just gonna go back.
Maybe he couldn't. We're in a high speed chase. We're in a high speed chase.
We get into a high speed chase. The car
The car's
stops.
going fast.
The
It's
car
gonna crash.
It crashes.
And I'm in a bad spot. I can't reach nothing.
That's exactly what I'd be saying. The gun, I can't reach.
I can't reach the gun that I was gonna kill myself with.
Sorry. I'm just gonna go
Exactly.
face these charges.
Exactly.
I'm going right back where I came from, and you are deceased.
Right. That's what he didn't. He didn't agree to that.
But you know what?
He said, "Oh, that's what you gonna do? Okay." He
To
ain't
be-
stop her.
to be honest
like,
with you.
why he ain't stop her?
No, but you don't think she could have gotten away with it? I think she could have gotten away with
I
it.
definitely think.
I think they'd have gave her a slap on the wrist. They love her. She's a white female. It's 17 years.
I would have been like,
Even the sheriff was trying to give her an out.
I would've
hey,
been like,
hey,
yes, he
guess
sure
what?
did. He
We
sure
know
did.
you're in danger. We know you're in danger.
I'd be like,
Call us.
He
We
attacked
can
me.
help you.
He attacked me.
Yeah, I was so
why didn't it
scared.
look like you were scared when you walked? I didn't. He threatened my family, and I just
Yeah.
did what he said.
She could have gotten away with that.
I would have got away with Mr. Officer.
I think she could have gotten away.
I was just so
I think she would have
sorry.
gotten
I was
away
just
with that.
so
I think she could
scared.
have gotten away with that. I absolutely think so. So I don't know, you know.
He was just so nice and kind to me, and I don't have nothing at home but my cat.
She was a
Yeah,
cat
I mean, you could have.
I
You
coulda-
could have.
No, she coulda gotten a good defense.
That you were
temporary insanity.
Yeah.
not temporary.
No,
sadly,
that I was in love.
Coerced.
Coerced.
Yeah, she was coerced.
Yeah,
You were weak.
Yeah.
You know, we can
Because
say
remember that's
you just
that's,
came out of your divorce.
I just
that's a defense in some jurisdictions.
yeah.
You know, you forced to do the act. You don't have a choice. You know, you fear for your life and you fear for your safety. But the sheriff was giving her outs. I saw him saying, "I can help you. I can help
Or was
you."
that police talk? Like we'll say anything.
Definitely
and we
police
lock
talk.
your ass.
No, I think it would be police talk if she was of color.
You sound like you might be a little racist.
Look, I've had a professor that said, "Not because you're paranoid don't mean they're not out to get you." So they could be out to get me, okay? But back to my story that I was going to talk about. Young Thug, got indicted.
By the fashion police, because he should have left them dresses alone a long time ago.
It's very artistic. I will not.
Is that what that is? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
He said you don't recognize art when you see it.
I'm sure you'd put one on.
Yeah, I'll put on a dress
For art reasons.
and some pants.
So art. For art?
I mean,
He's just trying to bring the equality.
Yeah,
Look at you. You
I
get to
don't
wear
believe in
jeans.
equality.
You get to wear dresses.
I believe everybody
And,
needs to stay in
and
their
she
lane.
gets to be attacked and still wear the jeans.
I know, right? She gets to knock the dog out.
Doggy. You know,
Well,
dog
I don't know.
gave
The
me-
dog might have won and felt pity.
That is true.
You know,
He felt sad.
she queen
He
floor.
said,
She queen of the floor right there.
You
So
such
we
a
not
hater.
talking about dancing queen.
All you gotta do, you can meet me in the ring, sir. You can meet me in the
Now
ring.
look here. Stop challenging folk to a fight.
I
You know
know.
all your fight stories. You know how all your fight stories end.
Do you want
So
the lights
I
on
didn't-
or off in the ceiling?
I haven't told y'all the real stories, because I'm not gonna incriminate myself.
Whoop. Oh,
There
is
it
that what it
is.
was?
Oh,
Allegedly.
Do we have a Rico for you?
So we're abusing the RICO statute, in my opinion.
Okay.
But abuse on sister, because Fonnie Willis is using the RICO statute to prosecute. They prosecuted R. Kelly with RICO, so he was a racketeering group by himself. So I guess they might have 2 or 3 individuals they can group this Young Thug to.
She don't play. She coming for Trump. Maybe Trump.
But you
and
know what? Young Thug got a good lawyer. Don't play.
Maybe Trump and Young Thug are.
He's got Brian Steele, and Brian Steele is a good defense
Brian
attorney.
Steele.
Yeah, you remember him? Brian Steele is a good defense attorney. He does a lot of appellate work, and he's zealous, and I like him. As an individual, he's very personable. He's very nice. He's been nothing but kind to me. So
Okay.
Young Thug is in good
Shout
hands.
out to Brian Steele.
Shout out to Brian and to Young Thug. Hopefully y'all make it out of your thug life.
All right.
With that,
Wait. Really quick intro for this one because I think it's funny. So the other rap artist who was arrested is named Gunna.
Gunna.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He gonna get indicted.
No-
He gonna go to jail, too.
Gunna has an album called Wanna, if you were just
Gunna
curious.
want to go to prison.
So Gunna is tied into this because he was wearing the chains and shirts and
Of
stuff
Young Thug.
of the label because they're accusing the label of being a gang,
Oh.
not the thing. So he had his chains. And
Oh,
his
that's
thing,
weak,
and they're trying to say
weak,
that he was a
weak.
part of it.
What's
get-
That's weak.
What's in the indictment? That's what we need.
the
to know.
indictments are some now? All right,
Let's talk about the indictment.
Let's think about this. They are hip hop artists from the hood, and you have friends that you're trying to take out of the hood. And I don't remember if it's Snoop Dogg or anyone else, but it's tough to get the hood out of your friends. So what could happen is possibility, allegedly, one of your friends can do these crimes. They say, "Oh, let me rent a car or rent me a car so I could just go."
You gotta
run."
follow the money.
Like you go, so
Right.
he's like, "Yo, here's
Right.
the money for renting a car.
Right.
Go do what you got to do."
That's
Bam,
true.
bam, bam. It can happen that like it just ends up that as you're trying to help your friends, they're still stuck in that mud,
Right.
that kind of life.
Brian might need you as his legal assistant.
And
Yeah. He needs some help over here. Brian, call Diva Court. We'll help you. We have a defense.
I'm just saying.
Yes.
That's how it is. Your friends get into trouble.
Yep.
They
And
say
you're trying to help
it's
them.
you.
And
they drag you in.
And
You know why? Because you're
Is
the
this in
biggest star.
Fulton County or DeKalb County?
Fulton County.
This is full too.
Oh.
You're a bigger star. You're a bigger star.
Right. If he's out.
They did it with Ray Lewis.
If he out in Johns
Ray
Creek,
Lewis didn't stab anybody, but he was the only person who went to trial.
If he's out in Johns Creek, he guilty.
Huh?
No,
if
he's
he's
the
in
only person who
Bankhead-
took a plea.
He's the only person who took a plea. I'm sorry. I stand corrected.
If he's out in
Ray
Johns-
Lewis is the only person who took a plea, and he didn't stab and kill anybody in Atlanta.
Well, why he take the plea?
Because he
He
was
didn't have
not
a good attorney.
correct.
Because Lord told him that
Correct.
football was his only way of making
Yes.
his money.
There you go.
And jail time was not for him.
That's correct.
So again, if he's tried in Fulton County out by Johns Creek, he's automatically guilty. But if he go to Bankhead, he gonna get off.
Well, you got to be careful how you stack your jury.
Yes, you do.
So jury selection process is going to be critical.
I want to get on a jury so bad.
That's why you will not, because we can smell you a mile away in selection process.
I mean, but at least,
Because you do like this,
Mr.
Prosecutor. I was a convicted for you.
I was a convicted.
And then you look
for
at defense counsel and go, Mr. Defense Counsel,
I
I let him go.
Oh, let him off.
Can either one of y'all pick me, please?
I know. I might need to renew my. Is it voters registration that allows?
It doesn't matter. That's
be
where to
a
pull
jury?
you from.
All right, y'all. Listen, if Black Lives Matter, then you need to make sure that you are registered to vote. I'm not saying you should vote. I'm just saying that you need to register to vote.
Okay, so she's saying register to vote. I'm saying
get on
vote.
the jury.
Please.
To
If
get
you're
on the jury, all the real laws are made in the court system. Get on the jury.
They're really made in
That is
legislation.
factually
Yeah.
inaccurate.
Yeah.
Facts, not in
Case
evidence.
law is law.
There-
No, what you say? Facts, not in evidence.
there
Case
goes-
law is law.
There goes the
Unless
fact
it's Roe
checking.
v. Wade. We drink to that. No, we're not drinking to
No.
that. I said case law is law unless it's Roe v. Wade.
This is choice. Pro choices. Choice to wear a mask. Choice to do what you want to do with your own body. Choice to do what you want to do with your children. Choices is what we're about. Free, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Yeah.
And that's how we're going to close.
Even
episode.
Jesus gave us our own.
Hey, if
choice.
Jesus gonna give a choice now, come
Who are
on now.
you to
If
take
God
away?
says choose ye this day, who are you as a human being to try to tell
take it away.
somebody they don't have a choice?
Just stop murdering babies.
To choices, and we will drink to
To
that.
that.
I just want to correct you. It's land of the brave and home of the free.
Okay, so I stand corrected. Land of the brave, home of the free.
trump it up?
Land of the free, home of the brave.
You chop it up.
I'm just
I trumped it up.
You trump it.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No, she said it right. I was just saying under this Governor Kemp.
Listen, I like. Let me tell you something. I like him.
It's
He-
land of the
Land
got-
of the brave,
Listen,
home of the free.
home of the free.
I like him. He got rid of that citizens arrest law, and he did it without hearing the jury's verdict. Shout out to him.
He did it an election year.
No, he didn't do it in election
No shout
year.
out to him.
He didn't do it. The
Yes,
election year
he
is
did.
now.
Ma'am.
He did that.
He did it
Not for
after he
his
announced.
election. Not for his election. Think bigger.
That don't count. Nobody.
What?
No black people was paying attention. to
Yeah,
that.
but they didn't think
no
that
black people.
you
That's
would
what I'm
know.
saying. The black people wasn't paying attention to that.
That's exactly what Kemp
Do you
felt.
think they have the pulse of the black community?
Well, hopefully, if they're paying these posters, but
They're not. Have you ever been polled?
well, he got me, honey.
Have
got
you
my
ever
vote.
been polled?
No,
So when you watch the poll, don't you ask yourself, who the hell are they polling?
I don't know who they.
I've
call.
asked everybody that I know, and not one person of the thousands of individuals that I know.
You asked 1,000 people.
Thousands.
Thousands. Okay.
And nobody I know.
That
And I do, you know what I do? I do it at parties too.
That fact check was cleared.
Is it the same?
I do it at
party?
parties.
You said my fact check
no.
was good.
So if I,
No, I said her fact check
yeah, my
was
fact,
clear.
he's fact checking me. Clear.
About the party.
Yeah, I
Yes.
just looked it up on
Is
Google.
it the
It's
same?
accurate.
So that's what we do. Do you see? Do you see what I have to deal with?
Yes, yes.
The odds
You
are
have to
always
deal with
stacked
this.
against us.
You have to deal with this. Go to the next party you go to. Anything you're invited to.
Yeah.
Ask people at work. Have you ever been polled? You ever been polled? You ever been polled? You ever been polled? Ask people. Ask people at a courthouse. You ever been polled? You ever been polled? You ever been polled? Not one person
No.
that I know
They don't get
or
polled.
that I've asked has ever been posed.
You know what I also find a problem is that, like, I don't have issues with voting. Like, there's no long lines. You know, I just walk up.
I don't
there.
either. I must
So why
live in
they
an
making that
area
an issue. Why they
because
make
I
it-
must live in an area that they don't really care about.
Well, I live in a black area and we don't have any issues with voting because they already know we're gonna vote black.
Yeah,
They know you're not coming.
they don't care.
It's a good thing because they wasting your time.
They know you're not coming. They're banking on you not coming. That's why you don't have a problem. You're the only one in your community voting.
There's no boundaries for me, honey. There's no barriers. I can pass out water. They ain't coming for me. They ain't looking for us.
Please look out for our episodes every Wednesday. You want to go to jail.
It's gonna
You want to
say
go to
Diva Court.
jail.
It's gonna say Diva Court.
You want to go to jail.
Drink this Diva Court water.
You want to go to jail. Please look for our episode. You see how this show started off the rails and it never got back on the rails? I'm trying to close the show.
You look cute though.
You look cute too.
Please.
Please look for our episodes each week. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe. Find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. And be sure to catch our videos on YouTube each week.
Yes.
But don't forget, you won't get a video if you don't subscribe.
Notification bell.
And on that note, we'll drink to that. She'll gulp to that.
I'm trying not to go. I'm trying not to
Yeah,
swig.
people are seeing it. Your people. Woo!
Show's over.
We got to drink to that.